Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning or good afternoon whenever you watch this video. This is our fifth meeting, and last week you've learned about not last 3 weeks, okay, you learned about what is literature and the history of literature, especially in British. Today we will start the three main genres in literature that I have told you in the first meeting. So there are three main genres in literature. First one is poetry, and then prose, and then drama. And today we will start to talk about poetry. So poetry, this will be related to your mid test. So please pay attention to the material, to the video, watch it carefully, understand the material, and if you have any question later after watching this, you can ask me in the group. Okay, so let's start. What is poetry? So originally, poetry from ancient Greek, Unani. It's poio. Sorry, I don't really know how to pronounce this one. It's ancient word, but the meaning is to make. So that's the literal meaning of poetry, which is from ancient Greek. Let's see another definition given by an expert related to this term. So for uh, by Robert Frost, poetry means is when an emotion has found its thought and the thought has found words. So here we see that poetry is related to emotion and then related to thought, which then poured down, which then expressed in words. So you know that the broad definition of literature, which is something that is written down, which means the written down work is expressed in words. Okay, so poetry is start with an emotion. So later, when you try to create your own poem, you will start with some kind of your own experience, maybe that still still have emotion in your heart. It can be something sad, or it can be something beautiful, it can be something hurtful, it can be something that makes you happy. So any kind of emotion that you think give that you think printed something in your heart that makes you still feel it even after years, after the experience you experienced that incident or that event. Okay, so it starts with emotion, and then you again, after you find the emotion, you start to think about it. You need to sit down for a while and then do some kind of, in bahasa we say merenungkan. Okay, and then you express that words into word, that emotion, that experience into words. So other people who will read your poem later will also experience, will also feel the same thing that you want to tell them. Okay, so that's definition by Robert Frost. The second definition is given by Marion Moore. So she said that in a poem, the words should be as pleasing to the ear as the meaning is to the mind. So this is the key that you have to remember, that in your poem letter, the word that you use to express your emotion should be pleasing to the ear, where when someone read the poem aloud, we it's beautiful. It's beautiful to listen to the sentences, the words that you select to use in your poem. And also the meaning is to the mind, which means you do not just randomly choose beautiful word but then it doesn't have meaning, because this is the second point, that your poem should have it is meaningful. Okay, so it should be beautiful and it should be meaningful. Jadi karena kalau saya lihat di pekerjaan teman-temanmu tahun-tahun sebelumnya, there were students used some kind of like say sophisticated words, kayak menggunakan, they used words that they thought it's not daily word, ya gitu ya. Jadi kan kalau bikin puisi kadang kita baca kata itu yang tidak kita dengarkan sehari-hari. Oke, kalau bahasa Indonesia mungkin kayak misalnya bagaikan, seperti diganti dengan laksana gitu ya. So maybe they try to use the same method in English, so they use the word that they thought it's not daily used, ya, bukan sesuatu yang dipakai sehari-hari, because that usually happen, that usually you see in a poem. But then jadinya the meaning of the poem is hard to get, like even the literal meaning of the sentence, ya. Jadi bahkan di satu kalimat saja kadang kita nggak ngerti apa yang mau dia tulis, ya, terlalu hebat kata-katanya. So this is how you have to remember, that even if you want to use the beautiful word, that then you have to remember that you have to you also have to make your sentence, your poem, meaningful. Okay, so that's from Marine Moore. Now let's talk about the elements of poetry. So this is what you have to remember, because here there are actually many elements of poetry, but I will, for this meeting, I will explain to you two these two elements, because these elements are the elements that you have to include in your poem letter. Okay, so the first one is sound devices, and the second one is figurative language. Sound devices is related to sound, sound, bunyi. Okay, if you use one of the element in one of the type in sound devices into your poem, it will help reader to find the beauty in your poem. It's also for figurative language. Okay, so let's see what are the sound devices element. Yeah, so the first type of sound devices in poem is called rhyme. In bahasa, you know rima, yeah, rima. Some rhyme is the repetition of sounds, but you have to remember that the sound that is repeated, or the repetitive sound, should be at the end of each line. So it's not the repetition that happened in the same line. Okay, so because it will be different term if it happens in the same line. Ada istilah lainnya, gitu ya. Kalau dia nanti pengulangannya terdapat di kalimat yang sama, di baris yang sama. In the example, you say there is, shall I compare thee to a summer day, thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. You see the same color has the same sound repeated. Day, May. There is sound A that is repeated in these two words. Day, May. And then the second line and the fourth line, temperate, date. So the end sound is 8, 8. Okay, remember that what is repeated is sound, not the word. Okay, sound, not the word. Kenapa saya bilang seperti ini? Because karena sekali lagi saya menemukan banyak kasus di meet sebelum-sebelumnya yang mana yang berulang adalah bunyi. Sementara kalian harus tahu bahwa bunyi, the word in English can represent more than one sound. Ya, misalnya huruf C. Huruf C itu dalam bahasa Inggris bisa menghasilkan 3 suara, 3 bunyi ya. Bisa misalnya dikata chef, right? Chef itu kan huruf C, tapi dibaca dengan S. And then bisa dibaca huruf C juga, misalnya dikata chalk atau choke, ya gitu. Itu jadi C, atau bisa juga dibaca huruf K, misalnya dibaca di kalimat cat, car. See? Jadi bukan huruf yang berulang tapi bunyi, sound. Okay, that's what you have to remember. Here I give you some words that I found from previous classes. So I wrote this as misunderstanding when using rhyme. The first mistake, kalian lihat yang di bold ada where is my rose, where are my beautiful roses. I asked the world, I asked for the morning dew. Di file meet yang terkumpul, this student say that the bold one, ya, where is, where are, itu adalah satu rhyme. Mereka rhyme-nya sama. I don't know what he or she thinking. She's thinking. I mean, where is, where are, di mana? Oke, berulang kata where, tapi kan sekali lagi bukan kata yang berulang, but sound yang berulang, and it's not at the beginning of the line, but it should be at the end of the line. Lalu ada kata I asked. See, the same word repeated, and then this student claimed that these are rhymes. Sorry, that's yang dia sebut itu salah. Okay, so this is the first mistake that I found. The next one. Ini. The first and the second line is correct. Sadness, happiness, because these two lines ended with ness. Okay, the same sound, ness. Okay. But then the third and fourth line is wrong. Again, you have to remember, bear in your mind that rhyme is the repetition of sound, not word. Di sini saya yakin studentnya hanya merujuk pada huruf, bukan pada bunyi. Sedangkan kalau bunyi, maka ed di dua baris ini bunyinya beda. Kayak when we read, we say we met because we laughed. Okay, we laughed. Ed di situ dibaca huruf T. Kalau kamu sudah belajar morphology, kamu harus sudah tahu bahwa huruf ed, akhiran ed, it has three allomorphs, ya. Jadi you can pronounce akhiran ed in three different ways. Nah, kata laughed di sini ed-nya dibaca T, huruf T, sound T, laughed. Jadi bukan laughed. Okay? But then in the fourth line, then separated the wounded. Wounded. Say wounded. Di baris yang keempat, you read the suffix ed with it. Okay, jadi satu dibaca laughed, dibaca T, satu dibaca it. So they are different, although the word are same. Makanya untuk third and fourth line itu tidak berima sama sekali. Yang berima hanya baris pertama dan kedua. So this is you have to remember. Okay, remember that the repetition occurs in the sound, not the word. Ini lagi. Oh, saya nggak kasih ini ya. No one knows I look forward to time bringing us to the meeting point and only you are my light. Ya, mungkin karena dia fokusnya huruf T, sound T ya terakhir ya, point, light. Jadi kalau kita pronounce, ya oke lah berubah huruf T-nya. But kalau dibaca nggak ada beautifulnya deh, beda, nggak terasa cantiknya di mana. Ya, jadi harusnya yang berulang itu adalah bukan huruf T saja, tapi silabel apa yang berulang di akhir. Jadi untuk kata point mungkin bisa int, yang bisa diulang, oke? Atau di kata light, maka yang bisa berulang adalah kata it. Ya, jadi yang kamu cari word yang serupa dengan kata it, yang ending itu kalau mau dicari yang serime dengan light, maka you can say might, night, right. Nah itu baru yang serime dengan light, bukan point. Ya, kalau point mungkin apa ya? Point, apa yang in gitu ya, point. Ya, itu yang bisa kamu pakai untuk rhyme-nya. Jadi untuk point dengan light tidak berrhyme ya, walaupun sama-sama endingnya satu bunyi yaitu T, tapi saya sarankan yang kamu cari rhyme-nya adalah yang silabelnya berulang, bukan hanya ending sound-nya. Oke, lanjut contoh yang lain. Ya, di sini this student claim the word you me thanks. Ya, thanks, sorry. You me itu adalah rhyme karena ya jelas katanya sama, pasti rhyme bunyinya juga sama ya. But no. Tolong cari kata yang berbeda yang bunyinya sama. Nah, itu yang baru dimaksud dengan rhyme. Kalau katanya yang berulang itu kita sebut dengan repetition. Okay, so this is not rhyme, although the pronunciation, the repeat, the repeated sound are there. Tapi sayangnya yang berulang adalah katanya, bukan di kata yang berbeda. This is the good example that I can give you. Jadi sini sini another student wrote this one. So I wish time can be frozen so I can feel the same things twice and our memories will not be broken because it freezes just like the ice. See, enak ya bacanya, kedengarannya frozen, broken, twice, ice. Okay, jadi ice itu yang berulang. So the same repeated sound is colored with the same color, is marked with the same color. So the first and third line has the rhyme. That's why it is colored similar. And the second and fourth line, they are same sound, so they are marked with same color. See, frozen, broken, twice ice. Kalau dibaca juga enak. I wish time can be frozen so I can feel the same things twice and our memories will not be broken because it freezes just like the ice. See? Beda ya dengan yang pertama tadi. Ya, contoh-contoh sebelumnya. So, ini poin yang mau saya sampaikan tentang rhyme. Untuk tipsnya gimana dapat bisa membuat seperti ini, ya biasanya sih muncul sendiri idenya. Kalau akan muncul sendiri kok katanya, kalau kita tidak paksa otaknya berpikir. So you should start from now on to prepare your poem. But ada trik lainnya yang bisa kamu lakukan, yaitu you can type in Google. So for example, you already write your first line. Misalnya kayak gini, I wish time can be frozen. Nah, kata terakhir kan frozen tuh. So you can type in Google, say rhyme of frozen atau rhyme apa last soundnya dari frozen, gitu ya. So rhyme of in English. Biasanya akan muncul list kata-kata yang serupa dengan kata frozen itu. Nah, you can choose which one that you can make as a sentence yang masuk ke dalam topik puisi yang kamu mau buat. Itu sedikit tips dari saya ya. Kita masuk ke type of sound devices yang kedua, yaitu rhythm. Rhythm ini lebih kepada when you read aloud a poem, so the beat. So when you write your poem letter, you don't really need to consider this one. Tidak perlu di skip aja bagian ini, tidak perlu disebutkan, tidak perlu dipikirkan because this is difficult. Mostly yang menggunakan rhythm itu adalah classical poem, ya, karena classic poem itu apa ya, mereka ada convention, mereka ada kesepakatan yang mereka buat, itu yang ada patternnya, jadi itu yang mereka lakukan. Tapi ketika sudah masuk modern itu as you have learned in the history that that modern artists tend to like do some kind of breakthrough, ya, break free all the rules. Jadi untuk yang rhythm saya ajarkan hari ini sebagai bentuk pengetahuan, tapi untuk puisinya nanti tidak perlu dipakai lah ya. Oh, sorry. So, apa itu rhythm? When reading a poem out loud, you may notice a sort of sing-song quality to it, just like nursery rhymes. This is accomplished by the use of rhythm. Jadi kamu bisa dengar kalau ada orang baca puisi ya, aku mau tak seorang kan merayu, gitu-gitu ya. Jadi bukan aku mau tak seorang kan merayu, enggak. Ada beatnya, itu yang disebut dengan rhythmnya. Jadi ada yang kata yang di stress, ada kata yang dilepas aja stressnya, ya. Aku, jadi bukan aku. Nah, okay. So this is what you call as rhythm. Rhythm in English is broken into 7 types. Ada yang paling sering dipakai, iambic, anapastic, trochaic, dactylic. Ada yang less common, monosyllabic, spondic, accentual. From the history, last week, I think you know that William Shakespeare is known for his work as iambic pentameter. Okay, so this is what you will learn. Apa itu iambic? Kenapa Shakespeare terkenal sekali dengan kata iambic? Ya. So the rhythm identifies patterns of stressed and unstressed syllables in a line of poetry. Jadi rhythm ini bergantung pada syllable. Nah, dan so in learning rhythm, it means you also have to understand what syllable is. Ya, jadi syllable in Indonesian, you call it suku kata. Ya, suku kata. So one syllable, and you remember that in English, syllable, one word in English, if it has more than one syllable, it means that there will be one word that is stressed. Ya, kalau sudah belajar phonology harus sudah tahu. And the stressed word is the word that you will pronounce longer. Okay, while the unstressed word syllable, syllable. While the unstressed syllable is the one that you will pronounce softer. This knowledge, this information is good for apa? For your understanding in rhythm. Ya, so ini most type of rhythm. Jadi kamu lihat yang melengkung itu adalah syllable yang unstressed, while the other one is the stressed one. Jadi iambic itu terdiri dari 2 syllable, sedangkan anapestic itu terdiri dari 3 syllable. Jadi tidak harus satu kata, it can be between 2 words. Jadi kan misalnya kata in a itu kan 2 kata ya, tapi dia pasti ada yang di stress, ada yang di unstress. Tidak mungkin dibacanya in a semua, tidak. Pasti ada ya ditekan in a. Mungkin e-nya yang ditekan. Oke. Ini contohnya. So kata the wind itu kan 2 kata ya. Tapi karena 2 kata ini masing-masing hanya dapat 1 syllable, maka dia dikategorikan satu kaki nanti, the wind. Jadi bacanya bukan the wind, tidak, sama-sama di stress tidak. Tapi ada yang di unstress, ada yang ditekan penyebutannya dan tidak. Jadi sini pasti kamu bacanya the winds, ya, the winds. Jadi yang ditekan adalah windnya, bukan the-nya. Jadi ketika dibaca, you don't read it the winds, no, but you say the winds. It's because the word wind is the one that you should pronounce stronger. And then ada kata that will, jadi bukan that will, but that will, okay. Jadi so the word will is the pronounced one, and then behold, you have to pay attention here. The word holding is 2 words, but then it is separated. Ya, be and hold yang bergabung, ing malah gabung dengan at. Usually yang namanya akhiran itu biasanya enggak di stress ya. At all hours. Lalu ada yang ke bawah, ada 3 syllable. Green is our hope in it. White is our faith in it. You see? Green-nya ditekan, jadi bukan green is our, hope in it, white is our, faith in it. Tidak. Okay, usually yang ditekan adalah main word-nya. Jadi green, hope, white, faith. Jadi yang di awal pakai iambic, yang di bawah dia pakai apa itu kalau di stress, unstress. Pakai dactylic, ya, stressed, unstressed. So di atas sekali lagi dia pakai iambic, Wordsworth. Untuk Swinburne dia pakai dactylic. So that's rhythm. Selanjutnya ada itu ada yang disebut dengan meter. Jadi kan tadi saya bilang Shakespeare itu ada ininya ya, ada penyebutan dia ahli dalam, dia terkenal dengan iambic pentameter. So you already know what iambic is. Jadi kalau iambic itu patternnya unstressed, lalu ada disebut dengan pentameter. Apa itu kata meter, gitu ya. Actually, if we say what meter, that means length. Ya, panjang. The length of a line in poetry based on what type of rhythm is used. Jadi meter berkaitan dengan rhythm. Makanya penyebutannya pasti barengan. Rhythmnya dulu, baru meternya. The length of a line of poetry is measured in metrical units called feet. Now in poem we say one sentence has 3, 4, 5 feet. Okay? Each foot consists of one unit of rhythm. So if the line is iambic or trochaic, sorry, a foot of poetry has 2 syllables. If the line is anapastic or dactylic, one foot of poetry has 3 syllables. Okay, and then each set of syllables in one foot, and each line is measured by how many feet are in it. The length of the line of poetry is then labeled according to how many feet are in it. So if only one set of syllable, like I do, misalnya kata I do di line itu, maka dia satu kaki di situ. We call it monometer. And then dimeter, kalau dia dua, tri, tetra, penta, heksa, hepta, okta. Agak jarang puisi zaman dulu yang lebih dari okta. Di sini pentameter, iambic pentameter, which means the rhythm of the poem is iambic, yaitu dimulai dengan pattern unstressed and stressed, and then the length of this line in that poem is pentameter, which means there are 5 feet in that line. Itu makanya disebut sebagai ciri khas puisinya Shakespeare, iambic pentameter. Kalau kita lihat di puisi sebelumnya, ini ya, kamu lihat bahwa satu kaki di contoh ini dia dipisah, is separated by slash. So the winds slash, that will slash, behold slash, ing at slash, all hours. That means the winds in one is 1 foot, that will 1 foot, beholding 1 foot, ing at 1 foot, all hours 1 foot. So the total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet in this line. So Wordsworth's work is also iambic pentameter. While for Swinburne, we see there are green as hour 1, hope in it 2, white as hour 3, faith in it 4. So there are 4 feet, which is tetrameter. So Swinburne's work is called dactylic pentameter. Itu ya. Kalau contoh dari ini, she walks in beauty. See, she walks in beauty like the night, in beauty like the night. Okay. So it's unstressed and then stressed, which is iambic. And then if we count the feet, she walks 1 foot, in beauty 1 foot, in view 1 foot, T like 1 foot, the night 1 foot. So there are 4 feet in this line. She walks in view. Bacanya bukan ndak kaku juga bilang in beauty like, tidak ya. She walks in beauty like the night. Ya, dibaca aja. Because actually it just happen normally kalau dibaca kayak gini ya. Karena kamu apa ya saya? Naturally you will find out which word that should be stressed. Okay. Now if you see the second line, how would you read it? Dengan same pattern. Ingat, puisi klasik zaman dulu yang membuat mereka salah satu yang membuat penyairnya they are smart, ya, intelligent, is because they can write a poem dengan beberapa stanza, but they still use same pattern di semua barisnya. That's really, I mean, you can imagine how difficult to create lines like that. It's not easy. Ya. Dan kalau kita lihat the second line, apakah sama dengan first line? Yes, sama. Of cloudless climes and starry skies, and star free skies. So see, off is unstressed, is unstressed, cloud stress 1 foot. Less is unstressed, Climb is stressed, the second foot. End is unstressed. Star, stressed, third foot. Re is unstressed. Skies is stressed, four, the fourth foot. So ada polanya tetap iambic, the pattern is still iambic, and the number of the feet is 4. So this is called iambic tetrameter. Okay, so itu yang disebut dengan rhythm. Okay, the next one, kayaknya kita pindah, saya akan rekam di different video.